This is the Aftermarket Radio Network.
Welcome to another episode of Speak Up Effective Communication, the show in the automotive repair industry for improving and working on our communication and leadership skills. I'm your host, Craig O'Neill, and in our episode today, we are going to talk about the concept of being or aiming for being super medium. Now, if you're thinking that sounds a lot like I'm suggesting mediocrity is okay, that is not the case. And we are also not talking about any kind of form of clairvoyance or future tellers. That is not that kind of medium either. What we're looking for is a balance in the skills that we're looking to develop on focusing on the things that will be useful and that will be efficient for you to improve so that you'll have immediate and practical application for those things. I think it's going to be a fun topic today, and you're going to start to see a little bit of a correlation between fitness and our fitness and communication skills. So health and fitness and communication skills. And of course, I'm going to introduce a word of the day. The word of the day today is untenable. It's an adjective, and I'm going to go ahead and define for you the word of the day after we first hear a word from our sponsors who make this show possible. Did you know the Institute helps shop owners scale to multiple locations? We're the solution for building productivity, profitability, and growth. Learn more at wearetheinstitute.com/business-assessment. AutoFlow is your partner in technology. With AutoFlow, enhance your client interactions in a single thread before, during, and after the visit. To see how AutoFlow makes it simple, visit AutoFlow.com. Are you tired of juggling multiple tools to manage your auto repair shop? Say goodbye to the chaos and hello to streamlined efficiency with AutoLeap, the #1 all-in-one auto repair shop management software. With AutoLeap, you can sell more, save precious time, and delight your customers with every interaction. Your trusted companion, ShopDog Marketing, is right by your side, attracting the best customers and building long-term growth. Call ShopDog Marketing today or visit shopdogmarketing.com. Unlock your communication insights with Inbound's AI-powered call analytics for auto repair shops. Learn more at callinbound.com. Okay, we're back. We're talking about aiming for being super medium. We've introduced a word of the day. The word of the day is untenable adjective. Something such as a position, excuse, or situation that is described as untenable cannot be defended against attack or criticism. Generally, that's how people feel anytime they're trying to argue with me that their position may be untenable. And that's not true. I'm totally kidding. But I think that what we often do is we do set goals for ourselves that are untenable. This is something I became acquainted with as I started down a fitness and journey this past year, especially. I've learned a lot about my health and fitness, and I'm going to relate some of what I've learned from some other sources and connect it to what we're trying to do here with this show for our loyal listeners on improving our communication skills. I think that you'll see this correlation very, very easily. The reason I also thought of this is I started to notice a trend where some people, when they start focusing on their communication skills, they're really not clear on what it is that they're trying to accomplish, but they have this grand idea in their head of being some perfect communicator or just eliminating errors entirely, of impressing crowds of people with their words and wisdom. And that's just not how it is. Very untenable. That goal also isn't very specific, and it's just not going to be very efficient if you're just trying to improve a few things to have some impact now in your day-to-day life. And that's where we get into this term. Before we go into where I first heard the term, I want to also reference a point that I've made, and then we'll go into a book actually by Arnold Schwarzenegger. His book, Be Useful. Was it Be Useful? Yes, Be Useful. 7 Tools for Life. You've heard me mention before, Toastmasters is sort of like my gym. Each week I go and work out on my communication skills, and the communication skills are like a muscle. And people who know me or have seen me in person might hear me say that sort of thing is, yeah, I bet it is his gym. Craig's not a big guy, and I'm not. And that's something that I actually used to struggle with and wanted to change about my identity. I know now I don't have a body type that like accumulates mass very easily. It takes a lot of calories. Let me be very clear. And some of my earlier goals to try to increase body mass just for the sake of it really weren't complementary towards my general health and well-being or accomplishing some of what I wanted to be able to do with my health and fitness. So I am fairly fit. I have very specific fitness goals, and I'm always pushing myself harder on other things. I'm not settling for the way I am. I'm always pushing myself, and the same will be true for communication skills. But this gym reference really kind of stuck with me because I'd heard that from another speaker before. And then I'm listening to Arnold's book On an Airplane. And by the way, Arnold's book, Be Useful. This is best enjoyed on audiobook because he is the author reading it. And no one can do that any more justice than he can with his very unique accent and super awesome way of explaining things. I will say this too, as far as audiobooks go, I'm totally plugging that book for Arnold right now. It is a really great professional development book. His points are wonderful, but I think that it deserves a little bit of credit because the enthusiasm that he put into the reading of that book, very impressive. So if you're just interested in a good audiobook and what it sounds like when an author, which sometimes the authors don't make great readers, oh, it's a good one. So there's the scene where he's describing this in his book. It's early in the book, and he's talking with some people that have come into a gym. And one thing that he always will do is he will ask them what their goal is in coming into the gym. And they'll usually have a very generic answer, like the generic type of getting into shape thing. And he'll say, great, but get in shape for what? It's an important question because not all forms of in shape are created equal. And I'm going to quote from the book here. He says, being in bodybuilder shape isn't going to help you if you're a rock climber. If anything, it's going to hurt you having to carry around all that extra mass. In the same way, being in shape isn't going to help you if you're a long distance runner, unless if you want to get big muscles. If you're a wrestler where you need both raw strength and explosive quickness, and I'll continue quoting here, they'll pause, he says. They'll stammer, searching for an answer that they think I want to hear, but I stay silent. I don't let them off the hook. Eventually, most of them give me an honest answer. My doctor said I need to lose 20 pounds and get my blood pressure under control. I just want to look good at the beach. I have young kids and I want to be able to chase them around and wrestle with them. These are all great answers. I can work with each of them. Zooming in like that gives their vision some specific direction, which will help them focus on the exercises that are best for achieving that goal. This is key. And I'm quoting, bodybuilding is all about zooming in, not just on the specifics of what you want to achieve as a bodybuilder, but also on the steps you need to take in the gym to get there. That's from Arnold Schwarzenegger's book, Be Useful, 7 Tools for Life. That is pages 12 through 13 on the Kindle edition. The top shops in the industry don't stop at one location. At the Institute, we work with shop owners who want to expand, whether it's opening a second shop, acquiring new businesses, or building systems for long-term growth. Some of our clients are aiming for hundreds of shops, and we're helping them get there. Ready to scale? To get started, visit wearetheinstitute.com/business-assessment. Hey friends, as you know, I'm a proud member of the AutoFlow team, and let me tell you, we've changed how business is done for auto shops everywhere. We support your client experience before, during, and after the work is done. Imagine this. Timely updates sent directly to your clients, branded digital vehicle inspections, and seamless communication from start to finish. That's why shops love AutoFlow. And hey, with those 5-star reviews rolling in, you'll wonder how you ever managed without us. Take an important next step and take your auto shop to the next level. Visit www.autoflow.com. Get on board with an AutoFlow trial. Say goodbye to the chaos and hello to streamlined efficiency with AutoLeap, the #1 all-in-one auto repair shop management software. No more headaches, no more wasted hours, just smooth operations and happy customers. But hey, don't take our word for it. Experience the magic for yourself. So what are you waiting for? Head over to AutoLeap.com and book a demo today. Let AutoLeap revolutionize the way you do business. Do it all with AutoLeap. AutoLeap, where efficiency meets excellence. AutoLeap is by your side every step of the way. Ready to boost your auto repair shop's success? ShopDog Marketing is here to help you. We put customers first using AI to create standout content that ranks. Harness the power of mobile first and voice search and let our expert team help you sweeten your revenue with more car count. ShopDog Marketing offers a free guide on using AI to drive more repair orders. Get your guide today and watch your auto repair shop thrive. Visit shopdogmarketing.com. Inbound has exclusively served independent auto repair shops with expert communication solutions for years. Our robust VoIP platform ensures you stay connected while our industry-leading AI analytics take your business to the next level. We provide the tools you need to understand your customers and optimize every interaction. Choose Inbound for proven expertise and unmatched innovation. Visit callinbound.com and discover the difference we can make. Toastmasters gym metaphor. There it is. I think this is intact because we're going to connect this a little bit more with communication skills. But before we do, I want to go back to the term supermedium. I actually first heard this term from Michael Easter, another author I quote all the time, author of the book, The Comfort Crisis and Scarcity Brain, 2 books that if it's not on your shelf or on your reading list, get it there. It is life-altering good and a wonderful, accessible read from a man with journalistic integrity. Michael Easter is great. I also started listening to his podcast called 2%. And that is where I first started to hear that term supermedium. And my initial reaction to it, of course, is like, it sounds like mediocrity. We have to ignore that. That's not good. But the aim is to be strong enough for the thing that you want to do. And that involves increasing your strength in very specific ways that are not wasteful. That is the point. The goal is to be strong enough. I would say it differently, that you have the right strength for a specific task. I would say you'd want to be capable and perfectly balanced and efficient. Like, don't waste your time or the calories that you need for energy on things that will be of no practical benefit for you. And people often run into this when they are working on fitness goals. So now we're going to shift it back into the communication side. And again, I want to be very, very, very clear on this. This concept is not about mediocrity at all. It is understanding what you want to accomplish and you will accomplish. For me, for example, I enjoy going outside into nature. I like getting away from noise and even technology. This means I need endurance and leg strength. And I have to have the ability to carry necessary gear with me very long distances. And hey, guess what? It turns out that my body type and my genetics are extraordinarily well suited for exactly this sort of thing. I feel good when I'm doing this. It's also very efficient for me to maintain. Now, if I focused on just increasing the size of my arms or my body mass in general, let me tell you, with my metabolism, that takes an inordinate amount of calories. That's a lot of time eating. It's a lot of food eating. It's expensive on the grocery bill. I generally don't have that huge of an appetite, and the time in the gym will be increased, and the supplements and other things. There's lots of reasons why in my busy life, that's not a great fitness goal. And it's definitely not going to help with my other goals of living a long time so that I can be there, see my grandkids someday. Yeah, we're taking our time getting to the communication point, but this is sort of relevant, I feel like. And I'll just say this too, like last year, my rucking goal, wearing that weighted backpack, it was a 5K every day, and it did a lot for my legs. It did a lot for my endurance, and rucking is such an efficient form of working out for the fact that, hey, it's under an hour to do a 5K. Usually it's only about 45, 50 minutes at worst, depending on conditions, around 15-minute miles, that in a shower because you're going to be sweaty. And yeah, that became my daily routine. So I carved out the time for it, and I realized, this is a goal I can do. And I did it. And it was 1,307 miles that I had in that year of 2024. This year, I'm going to be trying to do a triathlon. Again, endurance is going to be a thing. And now I'm going to have to get my body into a pool, which is not an area I'm exactly graceful in. Okay, back to communication goals. Like Arnold and the gym, we welcome new members to our Toastmasters Club each week. And one of the questions we ask them, what brings you to Toastmasters? What are you hoping to get out of Toastmasters? And gosh, we hear all kinds of things on this. It's pretty fun. There are a lot of people who are sent there by their boss, and we do get to hear that. Some people are just looking to get comfortable speaking in smaller, medium-sized groups. A lot of people feel that attention shift to them and they're in even a simple conversation and they start getting nervous even when they're in close friends. They don't like that, be that center of attention and they lose their train of thought, those sort of things. Some people are just looking to eliminate filler words. Other people are working on leadership skills, again, specifically because their boss told them to. And our club can help with any one of those things. Even the people that come in and say, hey, they want to get up and do a speech or win a speech contest or something like that. But like Arnold says of bodybuilding, improving communication skills is all about zooming in and focusing not just on what you want to achieve, but on the steps you'll need take to get there. I will say that what I think matters most is that you do gain some consistency and learn to participate in the portions of like a Toastmasters meeting, for example, that will make the most sense for the skills you're looking to develop. A lot of times I find that this is a big reason why the second half of the meeting in most Toastmaster meetings where we're doing the impromptu extemporaneous speaking, the table topics portion of that meeting, that's where 90% of our communication is extemporaneous, not planned, on the spot. Think on your feet, have something to say. Fortunately, you'll hopefully anyways have extemporaneous speaking on a topic you're familiar with if you're in an area that's related to your line of work or expertise. That isn't always the case on table topics. We really stretch into some concepts and topics and prompts that will challenge you to think on your feet and still deliver either a funny, serious, sad, or some speech objective that we give you in the meeting just for 1 minute. And that, if you participate in that, just that every meeting, well, you're flexing some communication muscles that you can bet will carry you very far in your day-to-day use, but it's a really good environment to do so. I'll say this, the idea of being a perfect presenter who has all sorts of techniques, technical knowledge, knows good grammar. They know the more nuanced elements of language and gestures. While that might appeal to some people, for others, that level of attention would likely be overwhelming and probably demotivate you from trying to improve anything at all. It will keep you even out of the idea of joining a Toastmaster club or even wanting to work on communication skills. It might start to make it feel snooty or some other thing. That's obviously not the goal of improving communication. It's always about other people, not even just yourself. So that's really the beauty of this Supermedium concept. You don't need to be self-critical of yourself, how you start out, or how you naturally are even in your communication. Just recognize that there are many different communication styles and skill sets. And just like body types, the fact that there are many different types of athletes, you'll have to find your own way or get some help finding your way in order to determine what you want to achieve and just become a better communicator and develop those skills with the time that you can give it. What I want you to take away from this is just that. If you start finding that you're starting to look at yourself critically or become even more sensitive to things that you're not good enough in a certain area, start focusing and really identify the parts of your communication style or circumstances that you want to work on for a specific goal. Team meetings, individual one-on-ones, just better in phone calls. That's something that, especially in a Toastmasters club, you can definitely find the help with. You can definitely find help for that. So yeah, communication and development doesn't need to be untenable. You can be very efficient with your time. I think we've used the word of the day very well here. I hope that was a good one for you. And I think it makes a lot of sense. Some of those words are just useful and they're easier to work in than other things. As we continue to try to meaningfully and efficiently improve our vocabulary all the time, I think that's a good one. Now, I would love to hear from you. If you have a topic that you would like to consider, reach out to me, speak up at craigoneal.net. I'd love to hear even about your fitness goals. That is a topic that I do like talking about a great deal. And I think that there's some opportunity on this mission for this podcast to work that into what we do. I think fitness and communication do have a lot of overlap. And it's a fun area to talk about because anyone who has a fitness goal, generally, they understand other goals and how to push themselves, put them into an uncomfortable situation and just consistently have new skills be developed. And they realize there's a great big wide world out there that you didn't know existed when you practice the things that you learn. So, hey, I would also welcome you to listen to the other shows here on the Aftermarket Radio Network. Remarkable Results Radio, the podcast that started it all with Carm Capriato. Wonderful friend, good friend. I can't wait to see him here very soon at some conferences. We have Matt Fonslow hosting the Diagnosing the Aftermarket A through Z. Matt's always good for picking something out of a book he's reading or a show he's watched. Doesn't matter. He gets philosophical and he's a lot of fun. Worth listening to Matt. Business by the Numbers with Hunt Demarest. Tax season is here. Boy, I bet he's busy, but not too busy to get some great podcasts out. He's got a great knack for making numbers not boring. Then we have the Auto Repair Marketing Podcast. Brian and Kim Walker, getting to see them here real soon as well. Wonderful folks. I hear they just got some snow down where they are in Louisiana. I think that's hilarious. Coach Chris Cotton as well with his weekly blitz. I look forward to seeing him very soon as well. Once again, thank you to our sponsors. Thank you for listening here. I wish you luck in your pursuits, whether it be fitness or communication skills. Now get out there, listen up, speak up, and I hope you'll be back. There's an Arnold joke. Yeah. All right. Anyway, thanks. We'll see you next time.
You've been listening to Speak Up, Effective Communication with Craig O'Neill on the Aftermarket Radio Network. Follow Craig on your favorite podcast listening app and on his YouTube channel. Let him know what you'd like him to speak up about. Craig is all for advancing the automotive service aftermarket.